Welcome to the Andy Dare Show. This is episode 16. This week I'm joined in studio by Pedro Prosdocimo of They Face Reaction. We talk about his story growing up in Brazil and coming here to the States in search of punk rock glory. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Andy Dare Show. This week I am joined in studio, my first in-studio guest. This is Pedro Prosdocimo. How you doing, Pedro?
How's it going, Andy?
It has been about 2 years since he's been by the studio, and we got a lot to catch up on, a whole lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to be doing a little interview with Pedro and then talking about our favorite Smiths or Morrissey moments or songs or albums, and who knows, at the end we might even break out the acoustics and do our little rendition of one of Morrissey and Johnny Marr's songs. So, how does this day find you, Pedro?
Not bad, man. It's starting to get too hot here, but
yeah,
right
we were
here,
just talking.
Here right now is nice. Nice
Yeah.
breathe.
I got all the windows open, so if you hear like the traffic noises or if you hear the wind or the blinds knocking, it's just too bad just because it is about 90 degrees out and we are stuck indoors and had to have the windows open. So hopefully you won't hear too much noise. But so I'm here with Pedro, and we were actually in a band for probably over a year called Flatlander in 2008. Good times? How do you say, Pedro?
Good times, man. I miss jamming with you. It was fun. It was great. Good songs. I think we had a great time, man.
Yeah, a lot of good times in my basement, jamming, coming up with new material, and then taking it to the stages of some of the best venues in downtown Chicago. Any show strike you as being your favorite that we played, Pedro?
I think of my favorite ever that we played, Flatlander, all together, was probably, let me think, perhaps that one that we played at this random place somewhere in some southwest suburbs. Remember?
Which one was that?
It's a huge stage, and everyone was there. Was all the people that we brought. It was like a huge place.
The
and people
Jaguar
were
Club?
Like, Jaguar Club.
Yeah, Jaguar Club. That was a good one,
Yeah,
actually.
that was an awesome show.
I think that venue's since folded since then, but it was a huge room, and yeah, we did bring out, like probably about 30 people to the place, and yeah, I think we played good if I remember correctly.
We all hung out after. I remember my mom was over from Brazil, and she was kind of scared of our noise, but then she liked it. Ended up
She grew to love it?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, he has been busy since then, working with his new band. I think you had the band even before Flatlander, too. They Face Reaction. If my listeners want to learn more about the band, where can they go as far as websites or anything like that?
Oh, for sure, dude. If you want to check out They Face Reaction, you can go on theyfacereaction.com. Yeah, there should be links. For
Cool.
All like music, video, merch. Whenever we have some.
That works. You got any like new EP or is it an album in the works? I know you dropped the EP, didn't you?
Yeah, we have an EP that's been it's been recorded like 2 years ago. Right now, it's just a self-titled EP. The Face Reaction. It's been recorded in California at Killingsworth Studio. It was pretty cool. And then
How long did you stay out in California to record that?
it was for like a week, I think. Yeah, we recorded 5 songs. Me, my cousin, and Tyler. And back then, it was the bass player was Dave Perrin. Now we're ready to head to Oklahoma to record with the guitarist from The Descendants, Stephen Egerton.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not know that. That's pretty cool. I didn't know he's out in Oklahoma, though. That should be interesting.
Yeah, originally we were going to California again, and then was like, holy shit, that's where he lives. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the road trip.
How'd you get in touch with the guy?
Oh, Ran got a hold of him. I don't know how.
I've really been into the Descendants, like their whole catalog and the All albums, too.
Great on the, yeah.
But that's very cool. Yeah, out to Oklahoma to record the full length or the next project. And I heard you played the Fireside.
Oh, we played recently, yeah.
How'd that go?
That was so much fun and such a honor to be playing at such a place that so many awesome bands played. So many legendary artists have
Yeah,
been.
it's a lot of character in that building for sure.
Yeah, it's such a small and I don't know. It's just something about that place is so cool.
Well, I was thinking about like we were in the band for a while, but like it was never a thing where we would talk about our backgrounds that much. Like we didn't really sit down and like talk about how you came up and stuff like that. How about we take it back all the way to the beginning for Pedro? Like growing up, like I know you're in Brazil, but like what town and how long did you stay in Brazil, and what made you come over to the States?
Oh man, every time I go through my story, it's a long story.
We got some time.
I'm originally from Curitiba, Paraná. It's a state of Paraná. It's the capital of Paraná in Brazil, Curitiba. It's like 7 hours south from the most famous city in Brazil, São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro. 12 hours from Rio de Janeiro. I came to US like 3 years, 8 months ago. I know because I was working for the same company for all this time. I was so sick of him, and I quit last week. It felt great.
You did quit, huh? I did not know that. Wow.
I did. I'm working on transferring for this new job. Hopefully it's going to work, yeah.
Cool. So 3 years and 8 months. What do you think are like the main differences between the States and Brazil, and the pluses and the minuses of moving to the States?
Man, well, that's a large question. Well,
taking it deep. All right.
Let's take it deep. Let me think. All right. Food. If you search, it could be as good, even better sometimes, but mostly not as good. What I say, weather, it's the worst. Yeah. It's fucking crazy weather, man.
Chicago winters. I'm sure you're hating yourself when you have to deal with that wind and the snow.
I don't know, and people, there are all kinds of people everywhere. Yeah, made some good friends here too.
It's got to be a little bit more of a melting pot here, or is it a melting pot there as well? Here?
I think it's weird, man. Here, I don't know. I think it's a crazy. It's a deeper melting pot. I would say there's more, but people are still more segregated. And I was very interested in that subject. I kind of researched about it, and I came to the conclusion that the reason why the people are just not as mixed in here is because it's a young country.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so much. I was like, I looked at this sign when I was hanging out downtown in Chicago the other day, and I was like, Chicago established 1820 something. I was like, holy shit, Chicago's.
It's pretty new, right?
I thought it was like so old. There's so much culture, so much. It's a legendary town. It's Batman, Dick Tracy, Al Capone.
But in the scheme of things, it's really young compared to South America and.
Man, my hometown in Brazil has 300 years.
Really?
Brazil is 500 years old. I come from an old country, old ass country.
So that might be the reason why it's less segregated in Brazil, but you don't have the whole range of like. Mexicans, blacks, whites, Irish people, Asian people.
Probably not because they were already mixed.
Yeah, that's true.
They're all like they all had babies together.
That's true. Yeah.
There you go.
That's a funny.
Here they're still getting to know each other. They're kind of like, let's make friends, not so fast.
And then back to your own, right? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that statement. I can see where you're coming from with that. Your first band and like your first musical experiences, I'm sure that was back in Brazil. Like, how was your first musical influences, and how did that shape into becoming you want to pick up the guitar and write your own music?
Oh man, I love that question. I go too far if you don't stop me, but
sure.
There you go. Well, I remember I was like a teenager, 12 years old, 11 years old. Yeah, there you go. That's when I think everything changed for me when I saw the video of Smells Like Teen Spirit, and then I bought my first record, my first CD, Nevermind, and then I don't know.
It was a game changer for
tell
most
that I
people.
wasn't the same, yeah. But then one day I saw Billy Joe Armstrong playing guitar in that crazy video of Basket Case on MTV Brazil.
I just seen that a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't seen it for 15 years, bro.
Isn't that awesome? Then I looked at the guy. I was like, that little guy is so crazy. I want to do just like he does. And then the first band that we, I don't know. Actually, the first band that I joined I was 15 years old. Yeah, like 1996. Yeah, and then I went to New Zealand. I jammed with a few people, like in a high school jam sort of stuff. We played like a version of Policia. It's a police like sort of social commentary song.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, man, it's so easy to form a band. I had like Kiwis, Brazilians in the band. I was an exchange student there in Wellington, New Zealand. Then when I got back, I was like, I want to join a punk band. I'm done with metal. After that metal band that I was in before. Sorry for the mess. My memory works kind of weird.
It's funny, like I can't picture you doing the metal as much as the punk. The punk seems more natural.
I was like a long-haired teenager in a metal band. But when I got back from New Zealand, that was when I was like, I want to play punk. And then I started this band called Spunk the Monkey. Hilarious name. Very typical teenager.
Like that, and mixed with Shock the Monkey by Peter Gabriel. I like that name though. So you guys were throwing down some hardcore punk, or
it was it was awesome. It was like not a big effort, you know. It was like we had a very lazy demo recorded on studio. It was like something like happy punk, like very influenced by like Operation Ivy, Rancid, Green Day, NoFX.
Yeah, all that stuff around like 96, 97, that was becoming like almost in the mainstream. You had punk music all over pretty much.
Practically mainstream.
Or punk influence stuff like No Doubt. That's not quite punk, but yet there was punk influences in the music.
Oh yeah, it was all over the place. Yeah, ska and punk and ska in the 90s was like all the rage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This band was so much fun because we put it out like a very lazy demo sort of in a tape, and then I made like a stupid drawing of a hand. Actually, a friend from college helped me out drawing that. That's when I was like 18, and then we draw like this hand grabbing a monkey, this little monkey with the punk hair. And that was it, Spunk the Monkey, the demo.
Really?
And
if
it was
you still
like,
have that illustration, I'd like to see that or something.
It was great results. It was all over the internet. We toured all around Brazil, like the south of Brazil at least, São Paulo.
How long ago was that? Or was that in the year 2000s? Or?
That was like 1998, 1999.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Spank the Monkey.
Spunk the Monkey. It was good times.
Or Spunk the Monkey?
A lot of fun. Spunk the Monkey. Yeah.
Spunk the Monkey. Okay. Huh. Pretty interesting stuff. So you're in that band, and did you go to college, or what was like the thing after high school that you were doing? Or
I graduated in graphic designs. I got my bachelor in graphic designs. Then I graduated in 2004, 2005. I took off. I just wanted to leave, and a band that was like sort of like what came after They Face Reaction. Before They Face Reaction. Sort of, it kind of like it became like a sort of evolution of bands. This next one was called A Citizen Caged, and it was like kind of like Spunk the Monkey, but not so happy. A little more, I don't know how to explain. Kind of more like hardcore, but maybe a little bit of early emo. I don't know how to explain.
Neat.
But
Alkaline Trio feel to it.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And that band, when I graduated, half the band, almost like the whole band, was going to England. After I graduated, we wanted to try it over there to see what happened. It didn't work.
You went with them to England?
I went with one of them. The other one found out that not only found out that his girlfriend was pregnant, he found that when she had the baby, he found out that he was a father.
He wasn't the father?
He was.
Oh, I got you.
So he didn't go to England.
So he couldn't come with
you. It was just the two of us, and then we looked for English dudes to jam.
Huh.
But it never really worked out.
Didn't really work out. Yeah, I could see that would be hard setting up like shop in a new country you're not even familiar with and trying to start something off real quick. It doesn't really work that easy, right? Yeah.
It was kind of a difficult year, but it was a great lesson. I don't regret anything. All kinds of jobs. Ended up in a very like a suit up square kind of a job in a fancy part of London, working at a state agency, being coached how to speak a Porsche accent. Hello. Chase Evans, can I help you?
That's pretty funny. They trained you how to do that?
Because I wasn't supposed to pick up the phone speaking any other kind of accent.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be good enough for Chase Evans. Good morning. I'll show you a few properties.
That is funny, huh? So that would help you out in the business probably, but...
Then the end, of course, I got bored. That wasn't my goal. I was becoming, more of a square adult working that kind of job. Then I went to visit a friend in Germany. It was really cool. I went out on tour with him, jammed with his band. It was called The Renderings.
The Renderings?
Then we got to like sort of meet part of Germany, south of Germany, touring with the band. That was a way cooler perspective
Really?
of Europe
Than England?
than England, yeah.
Oh, so you had better time in Germany, right?
Oh, definitely. Well, but you can't compare being an immigrant looking for jobs, and then being with a band, like a touring band. So much more fun.
Was that band from Germany, or were they also?
Yeah, they were based in this town, the city of Tübingen, where my friend Fabian is from. It's like college little town, such a lovely, beautiful little town in south of Germany. That was awesome.
Neat.
We got to meet see Stuttgart, München. I don't even remember. It was such a great times. German people are awesome. Yeah.
So did that lead you? How did it lead you to the States, or what was the thing that brought you to America?
Then I came back to Brazil after Europe. It was kind of like, I don't know, kind of had my own songs that were like kind of the evolution, a more rock and roll, not an evolution. It was pretty different, a rock and roll version of Citizen Cage, Spunk the Monkey songs, and that's what was going to become The Face Reaction. I recorded on studio on my own. I went to studio and recorded drums, bass, guitar, vocals all on my own because I don't know. I didn't know if my friends were ready to play that kind of stuff, if they were into that, if they would even like that. So I decided to start on my own just to see what it's like.
That way it's totally original to your sound, and that's pretty interesting too. That was in Brazil?
Yeah, that was back in Brazil when I came back from Europe in 2006, yeah. 2007, then my cousin joined the band, the one who we played together here
and
in
it happens
Chicago.
to be his birthday, Ren.
It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Ren.
Hope you're enjoying yourself.
Having a good time in Brazil. Is watching the game of his favorite, his
football,
big football team.
Nice.
Coxa.
So hopefully they win, and Ren has a happy birthday. And, so that was They Face Reaction. How was it like your first day being dropped off in America? Was that your first time being in America, or had you been before? Or?
No, I came in 2007. It was like I don't know. After I started traveling around, changing life. I sort of got addicted to this crazy thing. Then I accepted this graphic design's job here in Lake Zurich, Illinois, and I was commuting from Logan Square to Lake Zurich every day, 30 miles until last week.
That is pretty hectic, yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Is that one of the reasons you quit, or?
Sure.
Is there a long list, Brett?
After 4 years of that, yeah, you go a little crazy.
Just got sick of it.
Not that I wasn't already.
I remember you were even complaining about it 2 years ago. So at least you had the guts to stick it out for another couple years. But
oh yeah, definitely. Well,
I'm sure something else will come your way.
Oh man, thanks. I'm trying hard right now. See if it's gonna work. Andy, I got a question for you. Is your last name German?
It's Derer, and we do not really know. I think it might be German, or I don't really have German blood. That's why I'm questioning it. Like I've got Yugoslavian, Irish, couple other things. I think there might be Italian in there.
Cool.
But yeah, we really don't know, and there's a lot of different ways to pronounce it. So yeah, I've never met another Derer, but since just my family. Yeah, is Prosdocimo like? Is that actually like kind of common in Brazil or no?
Prosdocimo, no, it's the name of a fridge.
Really?
Yeah. and that's my dad's side of the family. It's Italian. Yeah.
Cool.
It's famous. It used to be like a big fridge factory.
Prosdocimo Refrigeration.
Not famous anymore now. Yeah. Refrigeration.
How about this? I got a good one for you. Your favorite venue in Chicago, maybe that you went to go see a band, and then your favorite venue that you have played at, and why?
I would say my favorite venue I've ever played at was definitely Fireside Bowl. I never heard the band sound so well at a venue before.
Great sound guy.
Maybe it was the energy of all those legendary bands that played there before.
Just the spirit. Just
coming back to us.
Making the mix sound awesome.
And I'll say my favorite venue to watch a show. That's a difficult, man. I've seen so many great shows in Chicago. I think Metro is probably the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably Metro.
to watch a show at least. Yeah.
Like the small size, yet like the intimacy, yet it's just very professional.
Yeah,
Everything
just,
they do is
We're
professional.
like perfect size, and the sound never let you down. Sometimes it's way too loud. You can't be very
almost
close.
damaging to you.
But rock and roll.
That was my first concert, '96. Seeing a local band Pulsars open up for legendary Britpop band Blur, and
Oh yeah, man.
that was one of those game changer moments too. Damon Albarn was up on top of like one of the speakers, taunting the sound guy with his foot,
Holy
and
shit.
like taunting him that he was going to step on the soundboard and break it, and the guy was very mad at him, obviously. Yeah, and Damon Albarn played the Metro like he'd played Wembley, like it was the same
vibe.
energy. Yeah, this guy was going to be a star, but.
Man, that guy's awesome.
Yeah, it didn't really pan out as him being a superstar in America, but I mean, he's had a lot of successes, but superstar around the world for sure. So.
Oh, definitely, man. That's funny. Blur never got as big as Oasis in here in America.
Yeah, they never did. They had Song 2 was their biggest breakthrough, and that got played on a lot of like commercials and sporting events and stuff. But they never had a hit even coming close to that, I don't think, afterwards.
That must be, you must be talking about woohoo!
Oh, yeah, that song too.
Hell yeah. That song was
Weirdest
huge.
lyrics. I got my head checked by a jumbo jet. I didn't know that's what he said for like 10 years.
That song was huge, man. I used to love it.
How about one more question with Pedro, and then we'll talk about some Smiths. I got how about this? Your biggest influences non-musical, and then your biggest influences musically.
Man, big influences, non-musical.
I guess the big question, so I can just kick back and drink some water here.
Big question. Smart ass. Let me think.
Yeah, while you're thinking, I can always cut, so you don't have to like just.
Oh yeah. Oh, good call.
So.
Man, I would say my dad. My dad is like always told me, man, do it whatever you do with passion, and you're gonna do it right. I don't know. Kind of always follow that. He's got like a big passion, like I have for music, but he does that for sailing, and I think it's really cool.
I was gonna ask, what does he do for a living?
He actually works in a automobile industry, but he has a great passion, like just like I do for music, and he always did that since he was like 11 years old. He has like a bunch of friends that they go sail. They have like a sailboat they bought together, and you can tell by the pictures. And I've been with him. I haven't been in a long time. I miss doing that, but he's a great sailor man. He's always like,
that is awesome.
with these guys, friends of him, they're very into sailing.
They stay out on the sea for days and stuff, or
no, they usually spend the day. They go on these racings.
Okay. Huh.
And it always looks really cool, like the boats like tilting, you know.
Okay.
And there are these useless guy that doesn't know how to do much. Those guys that doesn't know how to do much in the boat, like pulling ropes and stuff, and then you have to do weight and run from one side of the boat to the other.
Oh.
That's what I did when I was there.
Really? Yeah, that looks tough. Always when I see people doing that, like you got to be so quick, and then it takes a lot of exercise, upper body strength to pull those things. And yeah, that's really manly.
Great times.
Passion for sure.
Being out in the
yeah,
sea,
you discovered that at 11, like you discovered music about the same time in your life.
Pretty much.
Seems like that's the age when people like figure out what they're gonna do. For a lot of people, I don't know.
Define their personality.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, you did spend some time in England. This is a good segue. And I'm sure you hit up a lot of record shops, and you were the guy I could always talk to that knew a lot about English bands, Britpop bands. You know, stuff dating back to the 80s, 70s, even prior to that. And we thought we would talk about the Smiths and obviously the singer Morrissey and Johnny Marr and their solo works, and just kind of, talk shop about how they influenced us and like our favorite moments of the band and stuff like that. So is there one song out of their catalog? I mean, they only were together, I think, since '83 till like '88. So that seems like a short amount of time.
That's
And
really
they
nuts
released a lot of albums.
for
like
such
5
a
or 6.
prolific band.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, doesn't it?
It's always weird when I hear like the Beatles were only around for 8 years or something. Yet they had like
That's also
15 records or something.
crazy, yeah, too.
Now bands will take 5 years between albums and stuff. So it's definitely people are slacking lately. So yeah, I'd say my favorite Smiths
You must have
album.
been talking about Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah, Guns N' Roses. I'm talking who else? Dr. Dre or something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of people just like taking their time,
They do.
But
They take
yeah,
their
The
time.
Queen is Dead would be my favorite full-length album by either Smiths or Morrissey. I think that's when it all came together. And they were no longer as dark as they were, so they were a little bit more pop-friendly, yet still his lyrics, of course. He's known for having the really, I don't want to say depressing lyrics because that just kind of like pigeonholes him, but I think just more deep and, asking questions about things that people don't normally ask questions about. And how about your favorite album or something?
Their lyrics were freaking brilliant as well, very sensitive. Let me think. Man, it's so hard. That's such a difficult question. If I would put on an album, I would put on the Sounds of the Smiths compilation.
Yeah,
but
that's got all the best.
I would be still missing like something like Stop Me If You Think You Haven't Heard This One Before.
Yeah, that's her last single.
I would have to insert that song.
Then it would be perfect.
That would be perfect, yeah.
So they were formed in 1982 by Stephen Patrick Morrissey. Obviously, Morrissey's his last name, but I think he thought it would be cool to go by his last name as just his pen name or something. So, and Johnny Marr actually changed his name because early on there was confusion. It was spelled Johnny Marr, but Johnny Maher, and that's the exact same name of the Buzzcocks drummer. I did not know that, actually. I thought that was kind of cool. So he just simpled it to Johnny Marr, Marr.
They probably used to say Johnny Marr.
Maher. But Johnny Marr's got a really original style. I mean, he didn't rely on distortion like a lot of like the noisy bands were in the 80s. He came up with the riffs and melodies that would stay ringing in your ears for days and weeks after you heard the song. So, how do you say about Johnny?
Johnny, I don't know that much about Johnny. Like his projects, that one that you told me about, I've heard about it, but I never got deeply into it.
Oh yeah, we're talking about electronic. He got into kind of like the post-rave scene, kind of like the acid house scene of the late 80s, early 90s with electronic. He met up with the singer from his New Order singer, Bernard Sumner. And go get their first two records. They're awesome. But Marr's got a pretty original style. I heard that the Smiths wanted a simple name to combat all, like, a bunch of these synth pop bands in the 80s would have these crazy names like Orchestral Movements in the Dark, Depeche Mode, stuff like that. They just wanted a name that you really couldn't form an opinion about the band by just hearing the Smiths. It was just kind of like, almost like not having a name, kind of.
Which is great, yeah. Such a simple, it was probably Morrissey's idea.
Yeah, I could see that being Morrissey. I think he was pretty much like he was by far the leader of the band. He probably makes guys like Billy Corgan seem pretty like loose with what they would allow the band to do. But I heard that him and Johnny Marr would take 80% of all the money, and the other two guys would split that last 20%, so they'd get 10%.
Whoa!
So if you're the bass player, Andy Rourke, you would probably not be too happy. However, I think those two guys wrote all the songs, booked a lot of the gigs, or got with the manager, and did most of the work themselves. So I'm sure you could look at it both ways as being a little too powerful, but at the same time, they did put the most energy into the band, and without them, there would not be the Smiths, obviously. So.
Yeah, man, the whole band was so tight. That bass player and that drummer.
Oh, yeah, the drummer, I forget his name, but they would always stay in the pocket really nicely for an alternative band.
Right.
Like, they actually had some soul, you know?
Hell yeah.
People think of the Smiths as being just, like, kind of bland, like, white people music, but I do think that they actually have a lot of songs that people could actually dance to and, actually have good times to. It's not all just deep thinking and, sad lyrics and stuff like that.
Oh, definitely not, yeah. They had some...
Another weird thing is they all left school by the age of 16. You think this Morrissey guy with his intelligent lyrics and all these allusions to old, philosophy and books and stuff like that, you think he would probably have had like his masters, multiple masters or something. But no, he left high school at the young age of 16, which is strange. So
probably like a self-taught guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lyrics in the stuff about like staying home, like not going out and reading and just being kind of like a loner and stuff like that. I'm sure he would spend a lot of those nights, just reading and
summer days indoors.
Yeah, exactly. I was just laughing at that lyric when I heard it a couple days ago. Spending warm summer days indoors, which actually I'm going to have to do because I got so lobster red yesterday lying by the pool.
Man, you look like a shrimp.
That's what the Mexicans call me at work, and like I wish I had your Brazilian blood right now, because I literally spent like an hour and a half at the most by the pool.
But I probably freeze my ass more than you on winter then.
That's true. I might like adapt better in the winter, but so I'm just gonna have to chill for the next couple days and Glad to have Pedro in the studio and talk a little bit about our music and influences. I hear that the Smiths, in 2007, they turned down $75 million to reunite. And I guess there's like 30 different like corporations that are coming together to offer them a huge, exorbitant amount of money just to reform. I guess because they'd be a guaranteed, summer ticket seller. So.
And I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's
none of Filthy Lucre Live, just like the Pistols.
That's true. Yeah, Filthy Lucre Live. Was that your first show? Was that what I was talking?
That's one of my first shows, man.
That's cool. Actually, I mean that was considered a bad failure of a tour stuff, but you got to see Johnny Rotten, Johnny Lydon. That's awesome.
I got to see guys wearing mohawks crying.
Gray Mohawks. That would be a pretty decent punk song name or something.
Right after he's saying, "No future for you, Brazil."
So you saw that tour in Brazil, huh? That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw them. It was like my third show. My second show was AC/DC. Yeah, this show was the Sex Pistols, Bad Religion, which was one of my favorite bands of all time. And
Bad Religion got to open for the Sex Pistols. That's awesome.
Yeah, then also Marky Ramone and Intruders, Silverchair, Cypress Hill, man. Cypress Hill was so much fun.
In Silverchair, we're talking 96 or something. Like they were probably 17 years old or something.
Man, they were huge. They were right on the tail of like Pearl Jam, Nirvana, and stuff like that. But they were heavier. Yeah,
I couldn't believe I bought the tape when I was in 5th grade in 95, and they weren't even allowed to drive yet when they released that album. I think they were 15.
They were like super young kids from somewhere in Australia, and I remember that song. Yeah, what was that song called? Tomorrow?
Yesterday or Tomorrow? Yeah, yesterday. It's close, but Tomorrow was great. Pure Massacre, Israel's Son. But yeah, just to be 15 and already be writing a full album. Like I'm still trying to do it at age my late 20s. So.
What an amazing energy.
But kids. New Zealand, were they pretty big when you were out in New Zealand, or?
When I was there, they were still pretty big. Yeah, it was 1997. Yeah.
Huh. And Bad Religion, we just did our favorite 90s punk albums, me and Giovanni Giorgio, this Adam Carolla superfan, and he put Bad Religion as number 1 Against the Grain for the best 90s punk album. I put Nevermind because I feel like that's punk too. So, but we talked about Dookie being up there. I think Smash by The Offspring is underrated too. I mean, they kind of suck now, but
you know what also is an amazing album from the 90s punk, and Out Come the Wolves from Rancid.
I had that as my number 4, actually. Yeah, I was just listening to that the other day. Like, the melodies are pretty much pop, but, man, couldn't find 4 more punk individuals, really. Like
such an accessible blend of street punk and ska.
Yeah, it's like the Scary Image, but pop, melodies and stuff, which is a great mixing of the two, because you need that mix up. But, have you ever heard the Morrissey album, You Are the Quarry, which has got him in a suit on the cover with a Tommy gun?
Oh, yeah, I saw that cover, yeah.
That's a cool cover, I thought, when that came out. Yeah.
What's your favorite Morrissey song? I got one for you, Andy.
Sure.
Difficult. Was it?
I'm going to go with mine, then. I got Suede Head, number 1.
Me too.
Was it? We got to get pounds to that. Yeah.
Great song.
That was probably his biggest hit, but I think it's his best melody, too, and I can play that one 10 times in a row, still find new parts to it. So,
growing up back in Brazil, I remember there was this radio called Transamérica.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the pop radio that was on, I don't know, all the time. All the hits from the 80s I remember from this radio called Transamérica, and that's how I got into music, even before Nevermind, even before I got into rock.
Before internet and all that stuff.
Before everything.
Yeah.
I was like in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, and I remember recording tapes from the radio, and I remember recording on a tape Suede Head.
Really?
And it's like, I don't know, and that was like even before, I don't know, that was Aha, one of the first bands that I got into.
You liked Aha?
I was very into Aha, Smiths.
What's that, Take Me Home? Or
Michael Jackson, something funky like that.
Oh, yeah, Michael Jackson was great.
Classic.
Well, it's cool that station brought you a whole different world of music that you probably weren't aware of before.
Technotronic. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah, Technotronic, Pump Up the Jams, right? I think that's it.
Yeah, I remember on the tape with all that that kind of stuff all together. Pretty funky.
Another cool Smith song, "Shoplifters of the World Unite."
Man, Shoplifters of the World.
That's a pretty punk statement just for the song title and stuff
Great
like that.
lyrics.
But of course, another pop melody and pop arrangement and everything like that. So
Hand
was
it
cool.
over.
Yeah, Hand It Over, and Crazy Killer Solo by Johnny Marr at the end there. That's definitely one of my favorite songs. That's off the last album when they were starting to break up. A funny thing about, I guess, the bassist, they fired the bassist because I guess Morrissey had found heroin or something in his bag. And they weren't cool. They weren't one of the heroin bands, so they weren't cool with that. And they said he was fired via a Post-it note on his car door, and it said, "Andy, you have left the band. Goodbye and good luck. Signed Stephen Patrick Morrissey."
Holy shit.
So that's "You have left the band." It's
Man.
I like how the English are so polite, even when they're firing like their band member. You know,
You have left the band.
you have left the band. It's not
Farewell.
you're fired. You know, bleep bleep bleep. It's just
Have
you
a great
left the
life.
band. And I like how he wished him good luck. But about that time, then Johnny Marr took a month off, I heard, and couldn't find a guy who would play like Johnny Marr. And then Marr, I think, never came back in the fold, and they broke up, I think, in early '88. And Morrissey definitely had the more popular solo career, releasing an album really quick afterwards. I think it went to the top of the charts all over Europe and stuff like that. He was still working with Stephen Street, guy who would do a lot of Britpop classics like by Blur, Suede, stuff like that. That guy's still doing a lot of stuff. But yeah, you could call the Smiths and Morrissey an early Britpop sound just because they had the classy sound mixed with, you know, English punk roots a little bit. So that's what made them so original to me, at least. So how do you say?
Definitely,
All right, well, I think we're going to break out the acoustic guitars and do a little, maybe a jam or two for you. I hope you enjoy. And so for Pedro Prosdocimo, sorry.
Prosdocimo.
Prosdocimo.
No, that's pretty difficult.
But
name,
yeah,
don't
no,
worry.
I'm getting it now. But all right, so They Face Reaction is his band. Him and his cousin do a real raw kind of punk sound with pop catchy melodies. Do enjoy it. Do check it out. They're at theyfacereaction.com.
Yeah,
That's
there
true.
you go. You can find everything.
And you can
there.
like that up on Facebook, I'm sure. There's a group or something. And you get all the release dates and tour dates that way. Andy Dare, you can follow me on the Twitter. I got into the Twitter just because it's an easy way to talk to people with like a quick sentence and stuff. And you'll be surprised how many like people in the industry will actually be willing to talk to you if you just send them one little tweet. So you can follow me at Andy Derer. That's ANDYDERER. And send me your lists, and I'll read them on the show. And you can check out the show at theandydareshow.podbean.com. Like it on Facebook, and that's pretty much it. I would like to thank my guest, Pedro Prosdocimo.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank
really
you so
cool
much
to
for
be
coming
here,
by
man.
the studio on this hot summer day. Hopefully, we'll be able to break out the acoustic guitars and play a little jam for you now. So for Andy Dare and for Pedro, thanks for listening.
Check 1, 2. Check. Check 1. Check 2. There is a light that never goes out.
By the Smiths.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Take me out tonight. When there's music and there's people, when they're young and alive. Oh, when they're riding in your car. Oh, please don't drop me home, 'cause there's all my own. Never more. Take me out tonight. Take me anywhere, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Oh, when you're riding in your car. Oh, please don't drop me home, 'cause I ain't got one anymore. And when the 10-ton truck crashes into us, to die by your side, where the pleasure and privilege is mine. And when the double-decker bus
This is a Flatlander original called Wait a Minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute, I'll be right back. You can wait for me a minute and I'll be right back. You can love me for a second and I won't love you back. So wait a minute, my heart. I've been out on the street and I'm talking to girls. They say my name is so strange, there's a reason for this. They say a love not question if you got it in it. But then I don't know if I'ma take it far. Wait a minute, I'll be right back. You wait for me a minute and I'll be right back. You can love me for a second and I won't love you back. So wait a minute, my heart. But I know I'm walking the street. I say my name is so strange and then coming to this. You got a question and I put on a list. And I don't know if you're gonna get it. Wait a minute, I'll be right back. You can wait for me a minute and I'll be right back. You can love me for a second and I won't love you back. So wait a minute, my heart. All right. Drive safe, folks. Keep cool. Keep cool.